so much, everyone. Let me take you to the politics of Ondo State. Well, the forms are out. People are collecting. Some are submitting. And is the jostle for the primary or the ticket of the APC as the governorship election is drawing closer by the day. One of the front runner for the ticket of the APC, the senior advocate of Nigeria, is not a first-timer for those who know very well the politics of that state and the governorship tussle over the years. Chief Olusola, he joins us live here in our Abuja studio. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight.
Thank you, Sean, for
and congratulations. I heard you had a terrible accident, but here you are.
It was very bad. In August 25th, I was brought down in a crash, and it was very bad. But I thank God I'm back on my feet.
Thank God for life. Thank God.
Yeah, thank you.
And here you are. You want to be governor again. This is not your first time.
Not at all.
But you want to be governor again.
I want to be governor of Ondo State.
Today you went and submitted your form.
Yes, I did.
How did that go?
It went very well. I want to be governor of Ondo State. I've hazarded this 3 times, and this is my 4th attempt. Twice as a candidate, once as an aspirant, and this is the 4th time. And I think I'm drawing inspiration from President Buhari, who did it 3 times and didn't succeed, and succeeded on the 4th time. So I'm very hopeful that on this occasion, it's my time to shine.
You might be 4th time lucky.
Yes, I think Buhari has laid the precedent, and it's one that is very inspiring. No, as I'm not discouraged. I didn't want to go outside the shores of Nigeria to look at others who have done more times than 4. But I think our president gave us the hope that if you try once, try a second time, thrice, you can be lucky the 4th time. And I think I'm going to be lucky.
So let's look at it. I imagine, and I always remember the principle of chance of first refusal, which is a tradition in politics globally, that whoever is in office, you give the person a benefit of the doubt, whether wants to run or not, and it's global standard in Western politics. That I'm referring to Mr. Lucky Ayedatiwa, who is the incumbent governor, who took over from the late Rotimi Akeredolu, may God rest his soul. And one you imagine that, will it be right to give him a chance of first refusal? Now, he's not refusing, actually. He said he's running. Do you think you could see that opportunity to him?
Well, we operate constitutional democracy. Is legitimately entitled to want to run. And I also think under the Constitution, I'm entitled to run. I'm not running because he came out. This is my 4th time I mentioned. So it's not news that he will be running, and it's not news that I'm running. I concede to him the right to run. I'm not aware of the right of first refusal in our constitution, either of the party or of Nigeria. It's a competitive democracy where every Nigerian who thinks he has something to offer to his people is given an opportunity to run. I, older in age, older in experience, older in this contest, I think if we're talking of right of first refusal, I think it should be given to me. Because I have done this before, 2nd time, 3rd time, it's the 4th time. So he coming for the 1st time. I don't want to refer to the circumstance of his emergence as governor of Ondo State, his governor. But you recall that most of the governors that are giving such rights are governors who stood election. One election, having done 4 years, they are giving another opportunity. So his situation is slightly different. But like I said, it's a contest.
As it is, the case is right now. You sound like you're thinking that is some level of rights that you have above the others.
Yeah, because Ondo State is going through transition, a critical period of transition. And you need a man with experience, with idea, that has deep knowledge of the state to be able to go through that transition. I've spent all my life in that state. I've served them in diverse and different capacities. One time a member of National Assembly. I've been chairman of Osopadek. I've been honorary member of board of NDDC. I've been national legal advisor. I draw my experience. I've been chairman of several boards of federal government. I've been chairman of boards in the state. I've occupied many political positions, technical positions, as a member of the technical committee on Niger Delta, as a as the director of Southwest of the presidential campaign of President Buhari, and as a member of the Presidential Campaign Council of President Tinubu, I've acquired experience over the year. And such experiences are required to pilot Ondo State at this time. My living with them and knowledge, I've been part of their suffering, I've been part of their denial, I've been part of their lack. And so those experiences propel the consideration for wanting to be.
But have you been loyal all along with the party?
Thank you very much. I've been very loyal.
To an extent.
Very, very loyal.
At what and do you?
Let's draw inspiration from the last experiment. I was the first runner-up with Governor Akredolu in the last election. And as soon as the primary was over, I went all out with my resources, with my experience, with my people. I'm mobilized. That's why it's on record. The second-term governor scoring the highest votes in Ondo State, because I put my resources behind him. So I've been loyal. Having served as director of the Southwest, having been a member of the Presidential Committee, I've been a member of the various legal teams to defend the mandate of our president. I'm loyal to the party.
So you said in a fora that it's your turn. It's an Emilokan kind of principle that you're bringing to bear right now. That is what you think, that it's your turn to become the governor of Ondo State.
Yeah, it's not just a statement in abstract. It's a statement that given what is prevailing at the moment, the people that are involved, my familiarity with the people, the agitation of the people, and three of us coming on the stream simultaneously, Mimiko from the central, Aketi from the north, IBM from the south. I believe very strongly, and having hazarded these three different occasions, it is a determination that should be compensated, that should be rewarded with a good outcome this time around. That Emilokan thing is not a sense of entitlement. It's a statement based on prevailing circumstances that amongst everybody, I am the closest to the people. My aspiration is born out of the agitation of the people. Therefore, I say that it is my turn to be the governor of Ondo.
So it is a statement of entitlement. But you say you don't have a sense of entitlement.
It's not a sense of entitlement.
But it's a statement of entitlement.
Because it is premised on realities. It's premised on prevailing factors. I've said earlier that of all the contestants, I've been the closest to the people. I've occupied positions where I put infrastructure. I put facility on ground which can be seen. It's not a question of how we do. It's a question I've done so many things that the people like, and they want me to rule them, to be governor of the state.
Now, the question will be that those who think, yes, with what is happening, there are those whom you are, the Rotimi Akeredolu factor is there. He has said a few times that I would decrease so that Lucky can increase. There is a tendency right from time that he wanted Lucky, the governor, to succeed him. There are those who will say, oh, as it is right now, why don't you allow Lucky to serve out? Because I'm not sure he can serve 2 times. I mean, if he runs and he wins in 2024, he can only spend 4 years. And those who think that for the sake of peace and tranquility within the party, why don't you just allow Lucky to be the candidate of the party? Can you concede on that basis?
Thank you very much. I refrained a lot from talking about Lucky. I've said he's entitled constitutionally to have a bite. Also consider the interests of the South Central District that were unlucky during Governor Olusola. They couldn't run their 8 years. Again, another opportunity is coming to the South. You also know that the people will be very wary for anyone to reduce their years from 8 to 5. Not even 8 now. Maybe by accident, by providence, they're going to have 9 years, plus the one gained from the North. We must give it to some people in the South that they won't like the idea of their 9 years being reduced to 5.
Well, I mean, should zoning be a paramount or a primary determinant of who become or who leads a state or a people?
Well, thank you very much. In the past, there was no zoning in Ondo State. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been contesting. But it appears by evolution of time, zoning has come to emerge and it has come to stay. Governor Mimiko took 8 years in the center. I contested against him in second term. And if it was reviewed, I let them have their 8 years. I argued this in manner that we should go for the best and not zoning, that zoning may not produce the best. The people insisted. He went to the north. They said, oh, let Akeredolu have 8 years. Unfortunately, he had only 7 years. Of course, people will still argue that prior to Akeredolu, Governor Adefrati has taken 4 years in the north. That making it 11. So, fairness, because the constitution is also very clear about rotation. It says that no area should be allowed to dominate the other. And that in the sharing of public offices, regard must be had to equity, justice, and fairness. So, in as much as the totality of the argument is not predicated on zoning alone, predicated on the merit, it's also fair and just that the South be allowed, especially when the South couldn't have 8 years under Governor Agagu. It is fair and just. And you cannot argue that you cannot get the best material from the South. If you look at the array of people that are contesting at the moment, these are the finest gentlemen and women.
You have your very good friend, a lawyer too, Senator Jimoh Ibrahim. Are you weary of the kind of personality or the kind of challenge or competition Jimoh Ibrahim will pose to your candidacy?
Well, Jimoh is my very good young brother. He's a versatile individual, backed with a very deep pocket. But I'm not scared at all.
Even with the deep pocket?
You see, there are many factors that will determine who we emerge. It goes beyond the depth of the pocket. I have my highest regard for him, but certainly I think when it comes to the world of politics, I'm his leader. I'm his header. And though he cannot scare me at all.
There are reports that channels also had covered about Jimoh Ibrahim's structure that he has built on the ground. And that those who believe that if there is a direct primaries that will be conducted, with the way Jimoh Ibrahim had gone, preparing the ground for himself, he might be able to pose a big challenge. Are you worried about that kind of tactics too?
These temporary structures may not be very sustainable. I have been the one, because of my experience, this is the 4th time, I've built, surviving, tested structure over the years. So whoever is building a structure, most of them are pushing from my supporters, is not sustainable at all. I have the strongest, the most resistant structure in Ondo State today. Go to any home, maybe because of the shortness of my name, just 3 letters, okay, people pronounce it. So nobody has resilient structure as I do in Ondo State. Not Jimoh, not the incumbent governor. I have the most formidable structure in terms of spread, in terms of strength, in terms of endurance.
And there are those who believe that the Rotimi Akeredolu structure has been taken over by some elements in the party too.
The structure is polarized. Everybody, every aspirant, at least the frontline aspirants, benefit from the polarization, including myself, so it can only mean that that structure alone will not determine the success or the failure of an aspirant. Everybody has benefited from it. It's unfortunate that he died. Of course, we might not be going through all of this if he were alive, because he will be in charge. The center will be holding. As it is now, the center is no longer holding. Nobody can claim to be leader of the party or authority over the party, as Akeredolu would have claimed if he were alive.
The primary is just a few days away. And what would be your biggest fear in respect of the conduct of that primary, considering what the party did in Edo State?
Well, I think our democracy is evolving. It was worse than what happened in Edo in the past. Gradually, it's getting better. After all, the errors in Edo were, over time, they were able to correct it. It shows that the party is determined, is focused on on deepening democracy within the party. Well, major fear of every aspirant is, would there be level ground for contest? Would there be fairness? Would there be justice? The leadership of the party has assured us, particularly Mr. President, that there will be no imposition.
Did you people meet Mr. President?
Oh, he has said that over the year, he has demonstrated his action. The direct primary was never a mode of election in Ondo State.
Well, I mean,
was Mr. President who insisted that everybody should be given an opportunity, let the party members decide who their candidate will be. So that reduces our fear. Once there's a level ground, whosoever emerges, if I emerge, everybody will embrace. And if somebody else emerges, we all embrace. We are one, we are a family. We are members of the same political party and want to remain in power.
In the absence of former Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, there are those who believe that it looks like whoever President Tinubu signs to become the flag bearer of the party might have it. Do you have a sense that because you worked for him as a lawyer on his team, that might sway the president to your side? Are you talking to the president?
First and foremost, let me say that our president is a Democrat. 2, he talks between winning election. He talks beyond winning election. He's of the view that apart from winning election, a political party must bring a candidate that will deliver dividends of democracy. And so the criteria for his desire are not born out of merely winning election. Nigeria is going through a tough and rough time. Policies have been initiated by Mr. President to bring around our economy. He needs a governor at that level who will be able to complement his efforts. In Ondo State, where the mainstay of our economy has been abandoned, that's agriculture. The president needs a governor that will be able to go to the past and revive our agricultural sector by exposing the farmland to good road, by bringing about settlements in the farmland and providing security. For instance, my view is that if I become governor, and by the grace of God, I'm going to build a barrack for the Amatekons. So to protect our people.
Those who say Rotimi Akeredolu did a good job.
Oh, he did a good job because he provided resistance. But these Amatekons live in town. They are not permanent. In the night, they move to town. I will extend, I will elongate his achievement by ensuring that we build barracks for them.
The area where you come from, Mr. Okay, they say charity begins at home. Some communities in your area are in very dire need for help of government. Some communities within the water side, and some of them no potable water, no linkage roads in those communities. And those who are listening to you tonight will be wondering, does OK have any plan or any thinking about this kind of people?
Thank you, Shane. You're right. Our communities, I'm from the coastal area. I stand in my father's home, I'm looking at the Atlantic. Our communities have been daily washed away. Ayetoro, which used to be the biggest, the most populous community in the area, is almost 70% gone into the Atlantic. So I'm very, very worried. But my antecedent in the community will demonstrate to them that anytime I have opportunity, I am for the people and the people are for me. If you go to the entire riverine area now, beginning from our boundary with Ogun State to our boundary with Delta, any viable project you see on ground were put in place by me when I was in Osopadek and when I was in NDDC. The people believe, in fact, I'm their hope. The major agitation for contesting this is coming from the people in the riverine area.
But, I mean, you didn't quite answer my question about whether the president whether you have the trust of the president to back in you.
The trust I have in the president is that he will allow a level ground.
Has he even given you audience to speak with him?
Yes, I did. I met with the president during the dinner. I spoke with him. I met him from time to time. I'm not a new president, Mr. President. We have had opportunity to work together. I've been around
Speaking with him is one thing. Whether or not he wants you to be the candidate of the party is another thing. Or do you have a positive conversation?
All the president has assured is that he will not impose. He will allow level ground for everybody. And that the people, and that's why he has directed direct primary, that members of the party who are familiar with us, who live with us in the environment, should produce a candidate.
All right.
And so I have my satisfaction is that Mr. President is not going to impose.
Because we are hearing now that the president is with someone else other than yourself. Are you disappointed in that?
People, that's rumor. Mr. President is a Democrat. He will not be with anybody.
If he will be with the people. And you think he's not with you, I mean, if they say he's not with you, isn't that a letdown for you?
If the president is going to be with anyone, it will be me. Because the criteria for taking a decision about who will be the candidates are more in my favor than anyone.
I have 30 seconds to wrap up this conversation, Chief OK. and it's going to be, you say that it's your turn. Emiloko coming up again. The fact remains that in 30 seconds, why do you think you are best out of all the lot? There is Major Akin, the name skipped me now. And there is Jimo Ibrahim, there is Lucky Ayedatua. In 30 seconds, can you tell us why Chief Oke thinks he's the best for the APC?
Thank you very much. I'm happy. They are good contenders, good materials. All these people, names you mentioned and others, they are very good. Any of them can be governor. But I think I'm better than any of them because none of this has lived with the people. I've lived all my life with them. Attended a very rural school, a primary school, a very rural secondary school. There was no university in Ondo when I went to Ife to school. And I've come back since then. I've been practicing law there. I've been practicing politics with them. I've occupied positions where I've enhanced the environment and enhanced the life of the people. I have worked with them with dignity, with integrity, and so the people can trust me. I'm not saying they won't trust others, but it's a question of preference.
Right.
And the voices I hear out there shows that the people prefer me to anybody.
Chief Olusola here is a senior advocate of Nigeria and one of the frontline aspirants in the APC jostling for the party's ticket. In just a few days, we will see who gets the ticket. Thank you so much indeed, Chief Oke, and I wish you the very best. Should you win the ticket, please come back. Let's have conversation
Thank you
about the race. Thank you so much
for having me here, and I thank our listeners.
Thank you so much.